Jungkook cries loudly in Jin's arms after BTS reunion. What really happened? Jungkook's loud crying that erupted in Jin's arms during a moment that lasted only a few seconds but was clearly captured by HYB's internal camera immediately shocked the entire fandom internally. The touching incident occurred just 30 minutes ago in a closed meeting that was said to be an emotional reunion agenda involving all BTS members. The question now spreads massively across social media and fan communities. What really happened behind this moment? Is this a sign that something bigger is being hidden by the BTS members? Internal sources stated that this reunion was not just an ordinary meeting, but a moment of emotional consolidation after the BTS members had spent a long time carrying out their respective solo projects and personal activities. Although the public knows their relationship remains harmonious, the atmosphere in the reunion room turned out to be far from the usual warmth. The sound of Jungkook's crying echoed, and he could no longer hide his emotions as he tightly embraced Jin, indicating an inner pressure or conflict he had been silently bearing all along. It is not without reason that this moment is considered a turning point. Jin, who had just completed his military service, returned as a more mature and empathetic figure. His embrace of Jungkook did not appear to be just a welcoming hug, but a mental reinforcement. Several eyewitnesses from the management team who were present revealed that Jin was seen patting Jungkook's back while whispering, "It's okay, I'm here now." This sentence further reinforced the suspicion that Jungkook was holding an extraordinary pressure that could no longer be concealed. The moment even left several other members silent with serious expressions, especially RM and J-Hope, who were seen bowing their heads for several minutes. Suga and Jimin also did not speak much, only gazing intently at Jin and Jungkook with eyes that appeared red. The public is certainly wondering, is there an internal problem that has been covered up all this time? Is this emotional moment the peak of something that has never been revealed to the media? HYB itself has not released an official statement regarding this moment, but news that the documented video will be used as part of a special BTS documentary production in the near future is starting to spread widely. A moment previously intended for internal consumption has now become an open discussion, and netizens are beginning to formulate their own theories. Some believe that Jungkook, as the youngest member who has been most exposed to public pressure, experienced emotional exhaustion that peaked when he finally reunited with Jin, a figure he considers a protective older brother. On the other hand, Korean entertainment industry analysts note that this moment is not just about emotional bonds between members, but could also be a sign that BTS is facing a major transition, both internally and in terms of group strategy going forward. Is this related to a new post-military project, or a shift in the internal structure of the group? The fact that this moment occurred in a closed meeting and not in the usual public content format strengthens the indication that BTS is hiding something very sensitive. Jungkook, who has always been known for his strong image and high professionalism, revealed a side he almost never shows publicly: honest vulnerability. For fans, this moment is not just an emotional incident, but a call to better understand the mental pressures faced by their idols. The fact that he could only emotionally break down when Jin was physically beside him shows that the bond of brotherhood among BTS members is not merely a narrative for public consumption. Now, the public awaits an official clarification from HYB, or perhaps from Jin and Jungkook themselves, regarding this incident. Yet the important questions continue to echo. Was this crying moment merely a spontaneous emotional outburst, or is there something deeper that has not yet been revealed to the public? Does Jin know something that fans have never known all this time? Why was the reunion atmosphere so emotional that it made Jungkook lose control? Whatever the answers may be, one thing is certain: BTS is not just a music group. They are a collection of individuals who have gone through so much together, and moments like this show that behind the grand stage, there are still wounds, longing, and hopes that continue to live on. This reunion may have only lasted a few hours, but its impact on the millions of hearts watching from afar will last much longer. With the world now once again spotlighting BTS's every move, fans, ARMY, all over the world are also beginning to reflect. Have they truly understood the burdens carried by the members, or have they only been fixated on the glittering side of things? And is the public ready to accept if one day BTS makes a major decision, whether regarding the group's future, solo projects, or even a new direction never previously imagined? All eyes are now on Jin and Jungkook, because in that brief embrace, perhaps lies a truth much deeper than words can ever express. However, amid the emotional fervor and sympathy flooding the digital space, a fundamental question arises that cannot simply be ignored. Are we truly witnessing an emotionally honest moment between Jungkook and Jin, or is this merely a narrative construct deliberately shaped to provoke public reaction? This question is not an accusation, but part of the public's responsibility to evaluate every piece of information with a critical and reflective framework. This touching event has now spread across various media channels, from short clips on TikTok, reaction compilations on YouTube, to long theory-filled threads on Twitter and lively discussions in various fandom communities. However, it must be emphasized again that there is no official statement, full footage, or documentation released directly by HYB as of this article's writing. Therefore, what circulates are merely fragments of narratives, edited visuals, and subjective interpretations that are prone to misrepresentation. So, is it really possible that the moment said to have occurred 30 minutes ago actually happened? Or is this just part of a scenario we don't fully understand yet? Why did such emotional and dramatic information appear simultaneously across platforms without clarity of primary source? Is this simply part of a viral strategy often used in the entertainment industry to maintain relevance and public engagement? Public skepticism is critically needed amid the overwhelming flow of confusing information. How can we distinguish between factual events and narratives intentionally designed to evoke mass emotion? Have we been trapped in an illusionary emotional game that, unknowingly, diverts attention from more substantive issues about BTS's future direction? Or is this truly the most honest portrayal of the members' relationship, which has long been blurred by idealized imagery and curated storylines? One thing is certain. In today's digital era, the power of visuals and emotional narratives can easily shape public opinion within minutes. In this case, with just one hug, one cry, and one barely audible whisper, the global community instantly reacted. But were those reactions based on solid evidence, or merely emotional responses to unverified footage? Furthermore, we must also ask, who actually benefits from the virality of this event? Is this part of an indirect promotion for the rumored upcoming BTS documentary project? Is this just a moment used to strengthen emotional ties between idol and fan, or is there a bitter reality that has long been tightly concealed by management? If it's true that Jungkook is experiencing deep emotional pressure, why then did this moment first appear on social media and not in an official statement? If Jin's hug was a sincere form of support, why was the visual widely circulated without control? Or is the public simply seeing what has been intentionally presented to them, a highly curated emotional narrative meant to elicit sympathy? In such situations, it is crucial for all of us not to be swept away by feelings alone, but also to take a step back. When was the last time we truly verified the source of news that touched our hearts? Are we, as information consumers, critical enough to ask, where did this information come from, who is spreading it, and for what purpose? As previously mentioned, the information regarding Jin's hug and Jungkook's tears comes from various platforms such as TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and other media communities. However, to this day, there has been no valid confirmation from primary sources, be it a statement from HYB, official video documentation, or a press conference. This is a strong signal that we must refrain from drawing immediate conclusions, let alone spreading unverified narratives. It is very possible that this event truly happened and reflects a deep emotional bond between BTS members. However, it is equally possible that this narrative has been framed in such a way as to provoke global response, increase commercial value, or simply maintain media attention. So, how should we respond? We urge all readers and armies everywhere not only to be loyal fans, but also to be smart digital citizens. Do not get caught up in momentary euphoria without clarity of facts. Ask yourself again, do I believe this narrative because the data is accurate, or simply because the emotion is strong? Do I understand that this could be a hoax wrapped in dramatic visuals? A reflective and skeptical attitude doesn't mean rejecting or devaluing emotional moments between idols. In fact, with such a mindset, we can better appreciate their reality as human beings, not just as public figures expected to be perfect. Let us take this event as a moment of contemplation, not Meryl.